Greg, Mountain Pools built your pool. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of when this happened and what kind of pool you had built?
We looked around at a few different builders in the area and actually talked to some people about their experience with a few different builders. Woodstock, you guys sort of came with great recommendations. I think the funniest part of the design of the pool to me was trying to work through with you depth and what the shape was going to look like. I remember having to get that drawing from you, and I just think you were very helpful in sort of talking through why the bottom of the pool had to be shaped where it was, considerations about where steps would be placed in the pool, whether we'd have sort of benches in the deep end. It was just a really helpful conversation to think through things that I hadn't really thought about other than I just want a pool in my backyard. You actually built my pool earlier than expected, and we were contracted to do it, I think, in like August of 23. It happened that the fall of 22 was a little warmer for a while, and so you guys actually managed to pull it up, which was awesome. I feel like it was only you guys that gave us sort of a one sheet of the pool. It sort of laid out not every option in terms of design, but sort of was really a guide map for here are the options you're going to have in the pool. Here's the things to think about. This is how much things are going to cost depending on sort of what piece of the puzzle is going where, how, and when. By my recollection, you guys were really here on a continuous basis from start to finish, but for a rainy day here or there. From the day you guys started on site, you were done like 4 weeks later. I think that in terms of building, like we had everything in the door before you guys ever started. You know, we also have you guys come and service the pool all the time. Your guys show up and do their thing, super friendly if I happen to see them. Oftentimes I don't even see them. They show up and leave, and I just say, oh wow, my pool's a little cleaner than it was a second ago. And I realized for sort of the first 6 weeks of summer, I was really filling the pool like 2 or 3 times a week to try and get it up there, and then it would just drop sort of right to the bottom of the skimmer, and I could not figure out what was happening. And finally called you, who immediately were concerned. I'm like, I will get guys out there right away to look at it. And 2 of your guys showed up the next day, looked around a little, immediately realized that one of the returns had been screwed on initially too tightly or was cracked in some way, replaced the return right there, and had no more problems with the pool draining. I feel like most of those communications I have are over email. Questions get addressed pretty quickly, and it's nice having you guys out here servicing every 2 weeks. To the extent something's identified, I get a little note from your office saying, you know, you really need more water in there. We just had to do X, Y, and Z. Seemed strangely dirty this week. It's just nice to have a little communication back and forth. I was really impressed with your responsiveness throughout it, with just the detail and thoughtfulness of how you approached teaching me about the pool building process, making sure that I went in there with eyes wide open and really understood how changing the size of the pool would affect construction and how the bottom of the pool would work and what we would have to do if we wanted a diving board. And just to sort of help set my own expectations before going into the process was really helpful, particularly in the context of just having built a house where I feel like I had a very different experience with construction. And it seemed like there were constant surprises and things that hadn't been communicated. It was really nice to feel like there was a project where I felt really well informed, felt more ownership of it, not like I was just along for the ride. I think you guys are a great way to do it. I mean, I would encourage anyone to do their research before they build, but if they have a chance to go with you guys, I think you have an incredible process that makes the whole process very easy and fun, and somebody can swim in your own backyard, which is great. I value responsiveness. It is so frustrating to send an email and feel as though it hasn't been responded to a week later, or to call somebody and not have heard back for 3 or 4 days. And I really mean it. You are disturbingly quick at answering emails. I don't think I have ever, to Mountain Pools, gone longer than 24 hours without a response. I would absolutely recommend you guys to a friend. I just think your whole process from beginning to end of construction was great. I think you guys have been great partners in helping me be an owner of a pool after construction is finished. I think all of you guys are very happy to talk through how and why things work the way they work, which is really helpful to me, having no prior knowledge of pools and slowly learning how the heaters work and the pumps work and vacuuming, etc. Everybody is just very helpful with sort of slowly talking it through and dumbing it down in a way that makes it easy for me to understand. It was really a wonderful experience throughout, and I am grateful to have found you guys.